Next, I want to discuss with you the concept called yield management, which is a common word in the hospitality industry. It's not necessary that you know all about this 100%, but I think you ought to know at least the basic concept, as this will give you some ideas about renting out your timeshare. Okay, so what is yield management? Yield management is a concept that was developed by the airline industry, and it has also been adopted by the hospitality industry. And you will see this when you go to rent a room, that the price for the room is way lower in January during the winter than it is in the summer months when we have heavy travel. So the yield management part of it is, can we increase the cash flow by changing the price when there's a change in the demand? So when demand increases, so should price. And what we're trying to do is to rent your timeshare place around some big event that has high demand. High demand means you do not rent your place for $150 or $200 a month, but more for the $300, $400, $500 a month, based on the demand, getting the maximum amount of yield or money, cash flow, from your unit. Now, let's think in terms of what this could mean for a typical motel. So if you rent a motel, and it typically is $100 a night, and out of that you net 20%, you can net $20. Okay, so if you now can get 110, because it's a summer month, you net an extra $10, and that $10 is 50% more than the $20 you had originally, or just that mere $10 is a 50% increase in your cash flow. So some of the big motels, and I live in the Minneapolis area, will actually have this calculation done every single day. For instance, if you're coming up to Minneapolis to see a Viking game, a Viking weekend, it knows that, the computer does, and it will automatically increase the rates a little bit, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20 for every room they have. So what they are doing is changing the price constantly through a computer application. Now, our small motels in Iowa, we're not able to do this, but the manager can do this. And how does this happen? The phone rings and someone says, I'd like to book a room for August 20th. No big deal. So they go ahead and book the room. An hour later, somebody calls and wants to book a room for August 20th. That's two people in a row that are booking 4, 5, 6 months in advance for the exact same date. That is a change in behavior by the public. So that makes the manager think, what is going on August the 20th? Oh, by the way, that is a weekend. Finally, the next day, somebody calls and wants a room on August 20th. He now knows that it's time to increase the room rate by $5, $10 per night for August 20th. That is yield management. The demand now is going to exceed the supply. And you might say, gee, is that fair to charge somebody more when there's actually, they could have gotten it for less or whatever? Things do not have intrinsic value, including motels, because the motel, if the heat and the light do not work, has no value. And if it has a swimming pool and fun things for the adults to do, etc., like in Las Vegas, you will pay $200, $300 a night and consider that reasonable because it's a fun place to go. So yield management says that we should have a variation in price when we have a variation in demand. That's all there is to it, and we should consciously be thinking about that. So in our pricing of your timeshares, we start off with, since we don't know how strong the demand is going to be, or if we're going to be successful in renting it, we start off high. And by high, I mean $500, $600 a night. And then as we get closer to the event, if it doesn't rent, we keep adjusting the price. And we adjust the price 60 days out, 30 days out, 2 weeks out, down to our lowest price before we're willing to cancel. Obviously, if we're not going to make any money on it, why waste the points when we can just cancel the reservation and try again at another event? So that's the basics of yield management. There's got to be a change in the price when there's a change in the demand. Once again, if you appreciate hearing these or whatever, we definitely appreciate you subscribing or at least clicking a like. Thanks for listening.